There's something unique about sailing. I don't know what it is. It just seems to almost universally appeal to men. There's just something about harnessing the wind and moving 20 or 30,000 pounds through the water with nothing but breeze that is it's intoxicating, and it's mystifying, and it's intriguing. You know, when you got everything trimmed and you turn off the motor, the boat heels over and digs in, and you're underway just with nothing but breeze. It's amazing.
The idea of taking a small group of guys offshore sailing on a smaller sized vessel really hit a note with me.
It's very intimate. I mean, the biggest group of guys we can handle is about 10. And you're in close quarters for most of the 5 days. You know, we all sleep on the boat, we cook on the boat, we hang out on the boat.
As we talked about this idea of expedition at sea and taking men offshore sailing, being on a small boat, sharing stories, and really letting the vehicle of the boat itself and the experience of sailing do the teaching. There's so many parallels in life with sailing and marriage and friendship and our relationship with our Heavenly Father. As we talked about this idea of EAS, we think, what is this going to look like? How is this different from other men's events? And one thing that really resonated as Chris and I became closer, and as I got to know Grayson, was this idea of us walking together through life and sharing our stories.
One of the cool things about sailing, it really requires presence of mind. To make the boat work, you have to pay attention to the boat. You have to feel it and hear it and make these small adjustments to what's going on. And it just it keeps your mind right around you and right in the moments that you're in. And the amazing thing is, in the very presence of any given moment is the place where God hangs out. That's the place where he works. He's not 5 minutes from now. He's not 5 days or 5 years from now. He likes us to be right here and right now. And one of the things that we found is that for a lot of guys, that kind of presence of mind is for me, it's a real challenge from day to day. And it's one of my favorite things that I bring back from sailing in general, but especially from these trips, is when you spend 5 days and you're like, wow, I was really there for all of that.
And that's really where EAS came from. And that's what we hold very important. A lot of other events have a lot of content. Either it's studying a book and we do, session time in chapter 1 on day 1 and chapter 2 on day 2, or whatever that looks like. And those are great. But we think there's value in men getting together, sharing their stories, and then really the invitation is letting God come in and fill the gaps and really demonstrate his power in how he redeems us, not in spite of our stories, but through our stories. One of the things I think that's our culture is currently big on is being a self-made man, or pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. And one of the things we talk about on Expedition at Sea is very different from that. We dig deep into this idea of most men, if we look around and we really think about it, most men live their life asleep, they're unaware, and they're all alone. And one of the big takeaways that we hope happens while the men are on Expedition at Sea is the realization that we as men don't have to live alone. We can wake up and we can listen to the things that are speaking to us from our heart and the desires and passions that we believe that God put there, and he put there on purpose.
To be honest, I did not know what to expect. I didn't expect it to be that, really, as cliche as it sounds, like life-changing. If you're thinking about going on this trip, do it. Go on it. It is worth every penny, worth every bit of your time to go on this trip. Growing up, I didn't really have a father figure, and it was really cool to see what it looks like to really be a man, I don't know, most of the guys that were on that trip were just really good fathers and I don't know how to describe it, but it was really cool just to talk to them, one-on-one and really getting to know them.
There's different ages on the trip, which is pretty cool to see, like the wide range of guys to see where they were on their walks. This was different than other men's events because it wasn't just about the number of guys there. A lot of men's events are, hey, we're gonna have a big barbecue, We're gonna have a sporting clay day. It's just about the numbers. You don't really get to connect with the guys there. It's more just about, hey, we're gonna show up, eat some pulled pork, and then kind of go on our way. This, you really get to dig in deep with guys because you're kind of there just together on that boat. I mean, it's tight quarters, but those tight quarters allow you to get deeper with guys and really connect with them.
What I would say to someone who's thinking about going on this trip is, what are you waiting on? Do it. Go. Find a way. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's life-changing.